Hello everyone and welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott and I am here to give you an update. Boy, these past couple weeks have been busy. We had gotten the contract on our old house beginning of September, and we had less than 3 weeks to be moved out and moved into our new place. In the meantime, they were still working on our new place, so we were juggling between going, leaving there and getting here, getting everything moved over, getting the house here built enough where we can start putting some of our stuff inside. We were busy, and I've been a little remiss in making a lot of videos. I apologize for that, but I just got busy, and today is like really the first day where we can kind of take a breather. Our house here is probably about 98% done. They finished putting the block skirting. In this county I live in, they require a block skirting under a manufactured home. So they got that finished. We got the LP gas hooked up. We got water, we got septic, we've got air conditioning, we've got electric. So we are all set and good to go. The only thing lacking is that we have to get some decks on the front and back. And other than that, we're set. We've been moving stuff in. Currently, my wife is still spending nights at a friend's house because, in theory, we don't have our certificate of occupancy yet. And we're not supposed to live there. And she doesn't feel right about it. I feel it's my house. And if I want to live there, I will. Besides that, we've got the 2 dogs and we need a place for them, and it's kind of hard to find a place that'll take big dogs and puppies. And so we've got them here with me, and I'm taking care of them. But really I would say by the middle of this upcoming week we'll have the decks in, and then we'll just be done with that part of our history. The inside of the house is still kind of a mess, and every day we put away more and more stuff, and we'll get to the point where we can finally say we're moved in. We don't have internet yet, which will make things interesting. Mainly because I normally post-process my videos a little bit. I do a little editing, add some transitions, add some title pages. I work with the audio a little bit. But since I don't have internet, today's video is going to be strictly from the phone, and it's going to be more or less in raw format. So forgive me on that one, but it'll still be a while before I get internet. We are far enough out in the country that there isn't any readily good internet available. You can get satellite internet, but that's expensive, and it's not a good service because it's expensive, and then the uploads and downloads aren't that fast. There's no cable out here, so you can't get a cable internet like Comcast. You can use your cell phone, but those speeds are ridiculous. I think it's like $15 a gig, and then after you use so many gig, it goes up to $20 a gig. And so if you're doing any type of streaming, it eats that up. So you have to be careful with that. So what I've gone with, there is a internet service. It's called high-speed country internet. And what it's doing is the internet is via radio waves somewhere in the microwave region, which is very, very fast. A lot of your internet today probably goes over a similar system. However, as you can see behind me, I have trees, and radio frequencies up in that range, in the gigahertz range, do not go through trees well, and specifically they don't go through pine trees well at all. So I had to buy a tower to get up above all those trees, which are about 60 foot. And there's other radio towers around where I can point my antenna to to get that internet service. So I am in the process of buying a tower. I have to dig a hole. I have to put the base in, fill it with concrete, and then put together and erect a tall enough tower to get up over the top of those trees. Of course, the good part about that is I'm also an amateur radio operator, so I get to put an antenna on top and enjoy that part of it. And so I will have some good antennas where I am. If you look behind, that's basically the back of my property, the back of my home. We're putting a dog run right there. It's going to come 35 foot out from either corner, and then 68 foot across the back to give my dogs a little bit of a run. I've got a puppy who doesn't quite understand, come, sit, and stay. He's getting there, but he's still a puppy. And then I have an older 8-year-old boxer who is a great dog, but I got him as a rescue dog, and he's a runner. And what I mean by that is, if you open the door, he runs. If you call his name, he runs faster. And so that being said, we need to either keep him on a leash or we keep him on a dog run. So we're setting up a dog run. I'm going to get some T-posts and some welded wire fence and put that around the outside. If you continue to look, you can see my 2 storage sheds. One is wood, one is a shipping container. The shipping container was actually cheaper and it's more sturdy. If I had known that when I got the wood one, I would have gotten 2 shipping containers, because I would have saved a couple $1,000 doing that. So what's nice about that shipping containers, I've got doors on both ends. I had to pay more for that, but when I use it as a workshop, I can open it up and put a fan in one end and kind of help cool it down a little bit. So we're here, we're getting settled in, and we're starting to improve the land. When people talk about, homesteading, there's a lot of time and a lot of money involved. I mean, you look at, I don't have much cleared, and I had to have some cleared. It was already cleared a little bit, but I had to have somebody come in. They had to level the property. They had to clear it. They had to take some stumps out. So, there was like another $4,000 involved in that. And I'm just saying that because, when you buy a piece of vacant property, and that's property with no improvements on it, there's additional costs that you may or may not understand about. And one of them is getting land cleared enough to put your home on it, and then you can go from there. Now from here, I can go back into the woods. I can clear away all the underbrush, all the little trees, and some of the bigger trees, and I can start making space on the rest of my property to put more stuff like fruit trees, nut trees. I can about where I'm standing, we could put a garden, but it's going to take a lot of topsoil. If where I live, there's not a lot of topsoil. This is kind of sand and red Georgia clay, and not a whole lot grows real well on this. And so when I go to make my garden, I'm going to have to buy topsoil. I'm going to have to put topsoil down. I'm going to have to till it in, have to get fertilizer. I'm going to have to spend a good bit of time just getting the ground ready to be able to plant something that it'll grow. And that's just something that you need to think about too if you are going to homestead and get your little slice of heaven. If you think you're going to get out there, maybe next year have a garden, maybe not. If you're doing like this, where you're going in the middle of a forest or woods, you're going to have to do a lot to your ground before you can get it to where you can grow vegetables. And that's just the nature of the beast, especially if you have a lot of pine trees. They change the pH of the ground, and you have to add, I think you have to add nitrogen to it to make it to where your vegetables will grow. So once we get our ground somewhat the way we like it, we're going to get it soil tested. And what that is you take samples of your soil, you bring it to your county agent, and for 10, 15, 20 bucks, they'll test it for you, and they will tell you what you need to add to it to grow vegetables. Isn't that cool? You know, it's next to free. And so we're going to do that. But we have plans for fruit trees, a vegetable garden, you know, berry bushes, blackberries, elderberry, some herbal stuff. But there's a lot of work that has to be done, a lot of clearing, a lot more work, and it's a multi-year process. And then, you know, eventually we're going to buy some sod, and we're going to put some sod down to make it look a little nice. And then, you know, then we're going to talk about goats and chickens and whatever else we want to have out here. But it's a one step at a time. Like I said, right now we got the house on the property. We got all the utilities hooked up. They've got to do the crawl space doors, and they got to do the decking, and they're done. And then from there, then we start working on the land around us. But it was tough. We closed on our house, our old house. We closed on it Friday at 10 o'clock. And we still had a few things that morning we had to pack into our cars before we can clear that house and hand the keys over to the new owners. But, you know, God blessed us, and God has blessed us abundantly through this whole move. He has given us the things we need, the tools we need, the finances we needed to get us from there to here. And we feel blessed that we found a buyer for the home, and blessed that I did not have to make 2 mortgage payments in 1 month. That by itself is a blessing. So the way it worked out, I didn't have to make a payment on my last house, and I just had to make a payment on this house. And so we've reduced our debt by quite a bit. By the time it's all said and done, pretty much whatever money we made on the old house will be used to continue to improve the new house. Things like fences, the tower, the other stuff that we need to do to this. And so we didn't really, I'm not going to say we made any money, we just kind of transferred it, but we are in a whole lot less debt, which is good. And man, the peace and the beauty out here, you just can't beat it. I mean, I'm going to shut up for a second and let you listen to how noisy it is around here. About the only thing you hear is my air conditioning unit, and that's about the only thing I hear, so we like it. You know, sometimes at night you'll hear the cows lowing, and in the morning you'll hear the roosters crowing, and an occasional car down the gravel road that we live on. So it's nice. I hope it stays this way until we die. The way it looks, because there's not a whole lot out here, I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to be. There's not a lot of infrastructure out here. Like I said, no internet, no cable TV, and that turns a lot of people off right there, and we're just happy with it. And then we'll make do. So anyhow, I wanted to check in. Just wanted to let you know that I haven't forgot you all. I do care about you guys. I do try to put good content out there, but boy, I've just been busy. I've been busy, and I'm tired. My back is killing me. You know, I'm not young anymore, and my wife and I both say this will be the last house that, you know, they're either gonna carry us out in the wood box, or gonna carry us to a nursing home, or we're gonna move into one of our kids' basements. But this is it. And but it's nice. Fall we can feel fall. It's still kind of warm. I think today it's supposed to get up near 90, which is a lot better than the mid 90s. This morning it was about 59 degrees. I took the dogs for a walk, and it was great. Oh, I loved it. And we just continue to march on, and hopefully here on out I'll be a little more prolific. I'll especially get better once I have some real internet. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for me to upload this video, but I'll do my best. And so anyhow, you all take care out there. Stay safe and stay secure.